Tape marker, the Taste of Things review, guys. Get right to it. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Clone Ryan 680.
Amanda, that cat Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Movie Talk fans, thank you so much for making us a part of your day. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to us. Hit that little bell notification to get notified for movie reviews like this one, or trailer reactions, podcast reviews. Thank you so much, guys, for making us a part of your day. And thanks to every single one of our subscribers. We hit 13,000. Thank y'all so much. We do appreciate the love and support. Comments, give us a thumbs up on this review, guys. Thank you so much. And let's get right to it. First and foremost, I do want to say, cinema. We always talk about it. I always talk about it a lot on the Movie Talk channel here all the time. Is that, there's certain films where you go with pre-expectations, just like we all do. Any, Marvel, Star Wars, these, whatever the case may be, these well-known franchise icon names, right? Whatever. But then there is a certain type of films that I really do enjoy, and one of the joy of that being is that, being a film critic and everything, I really do enjoy films like these, films that like this one we're about to talk about, because the fact is that, movies like this, they just really embark on their own adventure, to where it doesn't have to have that high budget Fast and Furious budget. It doesn't have to have that Marvel or Star Wars budget. Granted, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, by the way. Huge Star Wars fan, obviously. But, it doesn't have to have this monstrosity of $100 million budget.
Uh-huh.
This film alone, it really relies on two skilled actors and one actor, one actress here, and really relies on just a whole story arc of the whole story being. When I talk about movies a lot, we always have that pre-expectations. Mm-hmm. But with movies like this is why I review movies. Mm-hmm. This is a pure example as to why I review film and cinema, and I just love movies like this. But what are we talking about, Angela, before we
so as Ryan was mentioning, we are reviewing more of an independent film today. So today we're reviewing The Taste of Things. Yeah, The Taste of Things, guys, tells the story of Eugénie, an esteemed cook, and Dodin, the fine gourmet with whom she has been working for over the last 20 years. Man, okay, so one of the things I do want to mention here, and I go on and on, movies like this. Okay, this is a pure Angela movie. Like let's be honest here, Angela. This is a pure of your. What did you think of this movie? I know we kind of got a sense of it. The poster alone gives us this pure cooking style. Looks like something where they're making something. This poster, I really do. I'm not gonna lie. I really love this poster because. In this poster alone, a picture says 1,000 words, right? Right. And this picture tells me, I gotta say, this poster tells me that they both have a huge passion for food. Mm-hmm. They both have this huge passion together. They share it together. Now, you kind of don't get a sense to where, we're not gonna spoil it for you. We're not gonna kind of get a sense to where, are they together? Are they not? Are they just coworkers? There's a lot to be said here. Who are these people? Yeah, there's a lot to be said here, and I gotta give credit when it's due. But yeah, Angela, what did you think of this film? As a whole, did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you like about it? Give us some plot details here. So right off the bat, it starts off with them pretty much cooking this extravagant meal, like this several course meal, in this small French kitchen in this chateau on the French countryside, kind of almost. And I loved it. It was so cool to see the different techniques and cook all these different courses, and it was fantastic. I loved it, right? Especially for an opening, right? You don't really know. I mean, if you haven't seen the trailer, haven't seen the poster, you don't really know what you're getting into. And have that be the opening scene for the first few minutes, that's actually fantastic. It was so captivating, and you could just practically smell what was cooking, right? It looked gorgeous. It was shot gorgeously, and there's not a lot of dialogue in that first one, but it's just so profound and impactful, because you're right, it shows the passion that these characters have for this meal, right? And I would say, though, there is a story written in here. It's not just about cooking, but that's one of the main factors driving this, is to show the passion you have towards cooking, what food brings, and I gotta say,
I really enjoyed the story, the arc behind these characters, and I won't spoil it, but I didn't know where it was going to go, but I really enjoyed it. It was well written, and I agree that the characters themselves, the two main actors and actresses, they did a phenomenal job. You know, for a film we couldn't understand, it had subtitles, but it was just so nice to see how it played out, and you know, to see like I said, the passion that these people have on food and the way they describe it is really cool. It speaks to me because I do love to cook, and I do share some of that passion. And did I love the way it ended and everything? I did, but I didn't. There's a twist. That I didn't enjoy. Yeah. But, you know, it shows a lot about like what happens in life, and, you know, definitely, you know, pursuing one's passions, and, you know, having skill, and, you know, keeping the passion, and, you know, dealing with a lot of, you know, the emotions we as humans deal with over time. And I at face value didn't love it, but like after watching it and mulling it over and kind of thinking and reflecting on it, I actually really liked it. I really loved it. It was so simple, but it was so impactful. And I gotta say, films like that are really special.
Yeah, you know, when movies like this, and we go back to where, you know, this film made me feel so many different ways. One, the technique that they were doing was so genuine, so humble. I mean, everything that came out of this film, I was just like astonished and mesmerized at so many different. One thing I do admire, and I gotta admit, one thing I admire with anyone when it comes to filming, you could be an artist, a painter, or anything, right? You know, when you're a chef like this, of this nature, and especially when you're doing homegrown ingredients here, fresh homegrown ingredients, and you're an artist. And I like how they kind of mentioned it, but humbly, he never really admits it, in a way that it's kind of like, you know, comes off as like, oh, I'm an artist. It doesn't come off like that whatsoever. Like no. He was very humble about this. There's a lot of moments in here where we get to see both of them bleeds here, and it's just so mesmerizing of how great they work together. How great it's almost like it's so genuine. There's a lot of these food moments where the clarity, the displaying, you know, the whole showcase of the food is just so cool, and it's so
you could tell how much they care about it.
There's so many times where movies where like they show you in the beginning, right, or even more so, like The Godfather, I could think of right now at the top of my head, the Godfather scene where they're actually filming, they show like everyone knows The Godfather is not a food movie, but they do mention food. They do mention the Italians. They even say, oh, we're cooking this, we're putting this what do you call it, these meatballs in there. He even puts the wine, he shows them real quick, but it's like not detailed to the needle here, if you would. It's not detailed to where like it doesn't show the true the true authenticity of the Italians and all that. It does show that what they did and everything, but this gives way more detail to what the French do and everything, and when it comes to all like their artistic dishes that I've never even heard of, and even more so. Okay, I never heard of these dishes.
Not all of them, but I was following along pretty well.
Yeah, and then even more so their desserts. I mean, it makes me want to go to Paris. I mean, it makes you just be intrigued. And the wine too, the wine choices. I was like, damn.
Yeah, to be fair though, I don't know where this is located. They probably might have mentioned it briefly, but it's not set in like city, you know, it's set countryside. So you think maybe outskirts of Paris or just somewhere in the countryside of France. And I gotta say, it's so simple, but it's done so well. And I really appreciate, you don't need something to be over budgeted and, you know, have all these complex things happening. You know, you just really need a simple storyline of someone pursuing their passion, and you know, having companionship of someone who shares that same, you know, thought and value and, you know, appreciation for art. And I gotta say, I really, taking it away after I had a chance to reflect, I really enjoyed what the message was for this. I really did.
Yeah, and it really is a little bit of a twist, or just an unexpected
occurrence happens, and I mean, but it just, you know, you kind of,
you're just like,
yeah, you're still shocked. It's such a powerful movie that even more so when it doesn't just talk about food, it talks about a relationship between two individuals, and it's so well put together, I gotta say. And even more so, I mean, what better way to put this together and then putting the ingredients in? It's like he's a true artist, and I love that too. I love it when they do movies like this, because the fact is that the movie director is an artist as well, along with the writers and along with the actors. Like, they are all putting their ingredients into this movie, and this is the finished product here. This is the finished dish here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you like that, right? Yeah. You like that? Did it complete all the? I don't know. I was trying to do something else.
That was a wonderful metaphor,
right? I know, right? And now I'm just ruining it. But this was also directed, I do apologize, Anna Hung. I'm probably saying that totally wrong, but I do apologize on that. But the director here, I felt like it was directed very well for what it came out to be. Even more so, though, the runtime of this, I gotta admit, the runtime in this, it's very long. It is, and it's 2 hours and 25 minutes, but there's a reason to that being. Let me explain, moviegoers out there. If you're expecting a bloodshed or like a violent act to keep it going, do not expect that at all. Do not expect a blockbuster of a movie, because this isn't that type of film. If you are a true nature of the art, if you love anything where it talks about certain styles of cooking, certain styles of artistry, maybe just films that you just like a lot of dialogue in, you're going to enjoy this movie. Movies like Argo that give you the edge of the seat. It's action dialogue. In here, there is very minimum action dialogue here, but it still makes sense to the movie. For me, I was expecting because of the poster, right? Because the only thing I saw was a poster. We didn't see a trailer. The only thing I saw of a poster was that what I expected out of here was to be mesmerized by the food and to be shown artists at its true niche. And yeah, was this a film we just started? I'm gonna say yes, politely yes, it is. I feel like this movie was very, very good put together. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of moments in here where I go back to where, like, holy crap, they're actually showing you what it's made out of, and brings you the finishing touches. Yeah, it's very well organized, and I give that kudos to the director, kudos to the actors and actress here, and even more so between Binoche, and then also between, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, by the way, and to Juliette for their leads in here, because they do have a really genuine chemistry, dude. That's the thing too. That's the thing too that I really do love about films that really rely on two individuals, or it could be a group of individuals, but there's no CGI, there's no effects, so you have to not to put it into pressure, right, but you have to entertain your audience with whatever you're given, you know, right. And I feel like they did that plus more, and genuinely they both put emotion into their roles. I gotta say,
because with those kind of films, you have to have a really strong story and a really strong message to keep audiences engaged. Yeah. Right. You especially for a runtime like that, you know, for almost 2.5 hours. If you don't have a lot of action, a lot of like things to keep your attention, people will lose interest. So you have to have a really strong developed story. And I feel like it was very successful because it kept our attention, you know? Yeah. And we were watching it from home. But it's still, even though like that speaks volumes onto how impactful this film was, you know, it with all like from the comfort of our home with the like phones and all that stuff, we could still watch this film and appreciate it and all of what it's trying to say and what it's trying to accomplish. And that speaks volumes on, I think, like how the story written, like the screenplay and the writing on this. I think that's really a great testament to that.
Definitely. And one of the things, I know you already mentioned it, but the film whoever did the scouting locations for this film, I gotta say, this was really good. I love the nature, even the sounds. We heard a lot of the sounds. I was all like, I thought that was our cats, but it really wasn't. A lot of the sound natures is so good. I really enjoyed it a lot. And rating 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest. Angela, what do you give this rating?
God, I can't wait to those cooking scenes again. I would give it a 9 because the cooking scenes were phenomenal. It was really cool to see all those steps and like all the techniques, all the different dishes they were doing, and it's just it's almost like a guessing game because you're like, you see that, what are they making, you know, and you kind of follow it. And I really, really thought that was so cool to see. And so I got to say that alone is spectacular. But to couple that with a really good written story it was fantastic.
Yeah, you know, I got to give credit when it's due, and one of the things is that, you know, this film it kept me entertained. But again, though, you cannot have the expectation of like, I want to see a very action sequence movie, because this is far from it. It's not it. Mm-hmm. But in a way, though, it really keeps you entertained in a different kind of style, in a different kind of niche. And I feel like moviegoers are gonna enjoy this movie if you know already what to expect out of it, though. I gotta say that.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be everybody's cup of tea.
No, and this movie doesn't come out till February, right before Valentine's Day. So that's actually really good if you are in the you know, if you are taking out your date, your wife, your spouse, partner. We do recommend checking this movie out, because at the very end, it's a very genuine love story between two individuals, not just in love with each other. That's the thing. Love in the same passion they have. The craft. Yep. And that's the thing too. Food is never discovered. It's just like cinema. It's always an undiscovered. There's always so much food to undiscover. You know, like different ingredients. You know,
I will quote Ratatouille for that, because Remy says that there's so many different foods and flavors, all can be combined in millions of ways. You know, so many discoveries to be made.
Yep. Same thing with film.
So again, I think it's a really good film if you are on the fence to give it a chance. Yeah. But I will say it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but I will encourage as many people as possible to give it a chance, because it's a really spectacular film.
I give it a solid 8.8, guys. Almost a 9 there. Almost a 9, right? Oh, so close. But yeah, we do recommend this movie, guys. Obviously, with our scores and everything, it's actually pretty high for both of us right there. I gotta give credit. Yeah, that is really good. You know, a very emotional, powerful film at the very end. I think the third act comes up again. And is there some dull moments in here? Yeah, maybe some. I gotta admit, there's a little bit, but it's more so to where, like, where's the film going? And then it kind of explains it in a way, but then it takes a little obstacle course in a way, a little obstacle that really gets an emotional bearing on us and the actors and actresses there. But yeah, all right, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for making this a part of your day. Question is for you guys. What did you think of this movie, guys? Put on comments down below. Did you enjoy it? Are you even planning on seeing this? This actual release date will be in February 4th, I believe. February 4th, 2024. Can you believe that? Dang. February 9th. I'm sorry. February 9th, 2024. So close.
But still so far away.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela Takarian.
This is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to us on our Alamo City Movie Talk page. Have a good one. Stay safe, San Antonio. Peace.